And now I have a particular personal pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, because he follows in a tradition here at UTC to invite one of our very own faculty to address the December commencement. Today's faculty member is an outstanding professor named so by the University of Tennessee Alumni Association. That tradition today continues with Dr. Steven Symes. Dr. Symes serves as University of Chattanooga Foundation Associate Professor of Chemistry, having joined the UTC faculty in 1999. He is currently on sabbatical leave at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, where he has engaged in a collaborative research project funded by NASA to determine when liquid water was present on Mars. He is developing methods for isotopic measurements of Martian meteorites, rocks that landed on Earth after being blasted off the Mars surface by large asteroid impacts. Dr. Symes earned the BA in physics from Washington University. He received his PhD from the University of Arkansas. After graduate school, he was awarded a National Research Council postdoctoral fellowship to study the chemistry and formation of lunar impact melts at the NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston. Students and faculty peers selected Symes as one of two recipients of the 2010 University of Tennessee Alumni Association's Outstanding Teacher Award. The annual award is bestowed upon two faculty members who have demonstrated a passion for teaching, a commitment to their students, and a dedication to higher education. Dr. Symes currently serves on a committee that oversees the scientific distribution of moon rocks from the Apollo program, and is also on a team that is defining the science objectives for future robotic missions to Mars. When not working on his research, Steve and his wife Lori spend as much time as they can in the great outdoors in and around Chattanooga. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished faculty member, Dr. Steven Symes.
Well, thank you, Chancellor Brown, for that introduction. Appreciate it very much. Chancellor Brown, Provost Oldham, and other members of the platform party, distinguished guests, faculty, graduates and their families, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by saying what a tremendous honor it is to be with you here today on this wonderful occasion that celebrates the remarkable achievements of 552. Yeah, that's right. 552 graduates. So congratulations, former students of UTC. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, if you'll please get out your notebooks, I'd like to start with a little history lesson. Okay. So your university was founded way back in 1886, but it's been through a number of changes since then, and finally becoming the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga in 1969. A remarkable year, marking not only the first manned landing on the moon, but also the arrival of yours truly. Whether cause and effect was in play there is hard to know, but I like to think NASA was waiting for me. In any event, you've heard a couple of times already that the university motto, which you may have also noticed is chiseled in stone several places around campus, is the Latin phrase facimus. A loose translation of this is "we shall achieve." Okay. This is a bold statement of accomplishment, both now and in the future. If we count 1886 as the first year of wonderful educational things starting to happen in Chattanooga, then 2010 marks the 125th year of achieving. This is something that you can all be very proud to be a part of today. Now, many of us are elated to think that we're free. We're finally free. We're free from exams, free from classes, free from homework. But of course, you also think that the last thing you need to do is walk across this stage. Now, I've been given the honor of delaying that joyous moment for a few more minutes. Now, I'd like to think the reason Chancellor Brown invited me to speak today is in recognition of the fact that with my family here at UTC, I've had the opportunity to achieve a few things of my own. If that's not the reason, well, let's just pretend that it is so we can move on. In keeping with the university's motto, allow me to mention just a few recent achievements that I've been able to accomplish during my 11 years here, the intent being simply to give you a little bit of insight as to who it is up here that's addressing you today. I'm a member of the chemistry faculty and have so far achieved the rather lofty-sounding title of UC Foundation Associate Professor. I love teaching with a passion and was thrilled last year to have been awarded one of 2 faculty members as Outstanding Teacher of the Year. I engage students in the research laboratory and have been involved with research projects that have attracted funding from the likes of the National Science Foundation, NASA, and the Department of Health and Human Services. Most recently, I've been awarded a year-long sabbatical, leave of absence, in order to participate in NASA-funded geochemical research at the Livermore National Lab. This is one of the nation's leading institutes of scientific and technological breakthroughs. Now, please understand that everything I've been able to accomplish all began with that decision to obtain a college education. Now you too have the tools to write your own version. As a result of this path, and as a result of preparing these remarks for you today, I've had a chance to reflect on some of my core notions and values that seem to have worked for me so far, and which allow me to continue achieving my goals. Note that your mileage may vary, but I would like to expand on a few of these just a little bit in the hopes that they may be of some use to you. The first is, do not rest on your laurels. Or said another way, continue to achieve. As we sit here today at this commencement ceremony, many of us may be thinking, all right, I did it. It's over. Way to go me. And that, of course, is perfectly fine to think. You might even pat yourself on the back, give yourself a high five, think to yourself, it's true, I do rock. Do this. Okay? However, do not let this develop into a sense of complacency. A sense of now I can sit back and let what's coming to me come to me. That almost never works. Now that you have completed your degrees, there's still work to do. So I also want to remind you of the fact that the word commencement has a literal meaning of a beginning or a start. So when you walk up here to receive your diplomas, please say to yourself, this sure is a nice start. Note that our UTC motto is not, we have achieved. Okay? It's not past tense, right? It's we shall achieve. To me, there is a sense of optimism and perpetuity to that phrase, suggesting that with our bodies and minds now more educated than ever before, we are perfectly positioned and armed with the tools to keep on achieving, to keep on contributing to this story of you that is continually unfolding. Related to this concept of continuing to achieve is the fun, exciting, and useful aspiration to be a lifelong learner. Okay? I mentioned earlier that you are now former students of UTC, but please do not lose your sense of being a student in the bigger picture. There are always new experiences and new things to learn if you are interested and open to them. But of course, the key is to be open. To paraphrase a favorite singer of mine, it's okay to have your windows rolled up so long as you have your mind rolled down. Now, there are many ways to continue learning outside the classroom, and you will no doubt invent your own. One of my favorites is to travel. I cannot think of a better way to learn the ropes, to come to grips with the unfamiliar, and to expand one's horizons. Indeed, as Mark Twain once said, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. So if you're interested in slaying these dragons that hold us back, one suggestion is to go out and see the world, not as you've heard it to be, but as you personally observe it to be. As faculty, we hope that we have taught you how to think critically about your world, how to think systematically, how to think logically, in effect, how to learn. And it is our further hope that you will continue to use these skills, put them to good use so that you can involve yourself in your community and your planet. In this way, enrichment awaits you. The ability to converse with the world awaits you. The ability to effectively participate in the world awaits you. And finally, the last one is to share your knowledge. Share your knowledge and do it with enthusiasm. As you go out and begin your next chapter, don't be afraid to utilize your newfound education. By obtaining your degrees today, you are joining an elite among the world's population. Although the numbers are difficult to pin down exactly, suffice it to say that a very small percentage of the human population is as educated as you are now. This in turn means you've got something to say. You've got something to contribute. You've got an education to share. Insofar as the knowledge you gained in your time here is the raw material from which your individual wisdoms will derive, it is perhaps helpful to hear the words of the first century Roman philosopher Seneca the Younger, who said, "If wisdom were offered to me with the proviso that I should keep it shut up and refrain from declaring it, I should refuse. For there is no delight in owning something unshared." In other words, do not keep your education a secret. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with your friends. And share it with your children. In this way, you just might become a source of inspiration for those around you to also thirst for knowledge. So without further ado, congratulations once again, class of 2010, and I wish you all good luck, a successful career, and a happy life. Thank you.
Dr. Symes, I want to thank you for your remarks today, and particularly for what you do for our university and our students every day.